Welcome to Aisha Motivates. I want to take this time just to thank a number of you subscribers who took the time to leave comments. A big shout out, and this is coming from my last video where I spoke about asking. Do not be afraid to ask. We have not because we ask not. And so I want to thank you because one of you said more specifically that that message came at just the right time. And I'm so happy for you, so grateful. It is said that the teacher arrives when the student is ready. And so you, my dear lady, you were ready. So today I just want to piggyback on that a little bit, just for a short few minutes, and share with you that yes, asking is so important because how will you step forward if you don't give yourself that opportunity? You would be left at the same spot if you don't make yourself vulnerable to hearing a no. And believe it or not, most, most business folks out there, entrepreneurs, anyone starting something, even the millionaires and billionaires, at one time or another, you will be for sure certain they will tell you they've heard no. They've been called fools, foolish, and look at them today. Go ask Elon Musk, ask Oprah Winfrey. Sometimes the best thing that life can give you is an opportunity to fail. And, of course, if we stop and think about it, we stumble forward and we make a mistake or whatnot, what deemed a mistake, not knowing that, remember, and I know sometime back in one of my videos I spoke on this, that when you stumble, you move forward. And so remember, you're moving forward. Every time you make a mistake, you're one step closer to finding out why you did what you did and how can you change it to make a difference. So you fail forward. And I know at some point in time I came across a book with that said title, Failing Forward. The more mistakes you make, the more opportunities you give yourself to finding out the answer. So do not knock or doubt yourself when mistakes happen, when doubt steps in, because you will be on your way to success. Many people can tell you wherein, and I know I say this because I even heard Tyler Perry speak on this, wherein in order for him to get to where he is today, he would save up his money, sleep in his car, all manner of things, just so that he can have enough every year to showcase one of his plays. And for 7 years, no success. He said, I would have an opening night and only have a couple of people, and they would all be people, family members or friends. Can you imagine? And now look at this man. Look at this tycoon of a man, right? And so do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt what you have within you, because even if you're veered off a little, you're going closer to what it is that you want. And a lot of inventions that we are using today came from mishaps, right? So you have no idea where you're going to be from all of those no's that you hear out there. Just consider all these no's to not yet, not my time, next, right? And the more no's we hear, is the more and more closer we are getting to our yeses. Yes. I am so grateful, and I say this um, to you because I know where some of you are. And I like Les Brown says, I say this not to impress you, but to impress upon you the importance of asking. And I had a fantastic experience that happened to me a few weeks ago. It started a few weeks ago, and I I don't know, I just wanted, all I set out to do, all that set out to do was to give myself an opportunity to go to Scrap Fest on a Friday instead of a Saturday. And for some of you out there, if you don't know what Scrap Fest is, Google it, see what comes up. So almost every year I try to go to this. I, you know, don't do a whole lot out there that that people like to do. I have certain set things and it brings me great joy, and that's sharing the love and the world of paper crafting to you all out there, and to motivate and enlighten people to move from here to there and all the way, and so this is what I have in my life that brings me great joy. So I wanted to go Friday night instead of Saturday, because Saturday I would be at church. And it so happened, one thing led to another, that I was fortunate to get hold of the ticket that I needed. And I ended up getting two, but that's another story. So I was able to get the ticket that I needed. Thank you to Lisa, who is one of the core hosts of this fantastic event. And we just hit it off. And that conversation led me to ask for a fantastic opportunity, which I will share with you down the road. I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to keep you at the edge of your seat. So I'm so excited. Sorry. So in a few weeks' time, I will share this experience, and you will hear what came out of my ask. I got more than I thought possible. So, yes, I'm not telling you, but I encourage you, keep abreast, because I'm going to share. I'm determined not to get up and get a drink of water because I want to finish this video. But my throat is dry and I need to drink some water. But yeah, so keep posted, keep following me. In a few weeks, Scrapfest will be, is it, I think the 12th? Don't quote me, but it's a Friday. And by God's grace, I plan on being there. And I will share with you what I'm speaking to. But I was blessed. All because I asked. I asked. And even before I was finished the conversation of getting to the ask, I was granted my desire. And this brings me in mind to the prodigal son, who thought, you know what, and read up about a prodigal son. If you've not heard about a prodigal son, it's a biblical uh, story that tells us the parable of the prodigal son, wherein he made a huge mistake, realized his mistake, went back home to ask. This is the premise that I'm, not the mistake part, but the fact that he decided to return home and asked for forgiveness, asked for something that he wanted. And he could have gotten a no from his dad. But before he was even finished or even gotten to apologizing or to ask for an apology, his dad just welcomed him with open arms. And this is why it's so important to ask. Because you might not even get to the end of your asking, and the person would say, of course, that sounds fantastic. So, ask. We have not, you have not, because we ask not. The Bible was true yesterday, it's true today, and it will forevermore, because the Bible, as many of you know, happens to be words of life inspired by God that men wrote. And it is so fantastic. It stumps people because we've got the Old Testament and the New Testament, And many of these people did not know each other, but yet everything lined up. And we know that the Old Testament foreshadows the New Testament, and everything just falls into place. Nothing but God. And if you believe in God, those of you who believe in the Bible, then you know what I'm speaking about. So take God at His word. Ask. We are told of the story wherein uh, an individual asking for, let's say, a cup of water. One decided to take a cup, or let's say for water, they wanted some water. One decided to take a cup to get the water. One decided to take a bucket. We're both asking for water, but what we bring to get the water with is a totally different story. So ask, and don't be afraid to ask big, because when you ask big, the very least that could happen, well, we could have two things. You could either get a good chunk of what you wanted, or at least half, or of course you could get nothing. And then you could get all and more than you asked for. This is how amazing ask is. And again, when you ask, be a good receiver. Be a good receiver when you ask. Very important. You ask, yes, but the Bible also tells us, stories of wherein Jesus healed, individuals, lepers, and many of them, they would just go on their merry way, and only one would turn back and say thank you, and went off and started spreading the word to everybody. We have to be good receivers of blessings, and then of course utilize it well, and then just keep repeating that. Caveat: also know that just as you're asking for help and you're being a good receiver, there's so many blessings, and we will touch on this another time, I'm sure, but so many blessings in being a giver. That's a whole nother story. So we have to learn to share. We have to learn to give. To me, it all goes hand in hand with asking, because oftentimes we're asking, but we need to be able to invest in people, right? So invest in others, and you'd be amazed. There'll be times, sometimes many, when we get no's, but there are times when you can take one yes and roll that one yes all the way home, baby. Aisha Motivates. I want you to remember, if you don't know, now you know. Below this video description, I am hoping that you will share with me how this video or any of my others have helped you. And I have an Etsy store, that information will be below as well, where you can go on and find beautifully handmade journals. Journaling is so important for us to manifest and speak into life what we want, to draw clarity to what it is that we are seeking in life. And for some of us, we don't journal in depth, and there's no need for that. We are all different in how we translate our information, or whatever it is that we want to share or remember. So when you have your journals, it could be a to-do list for something. It could be just memory keeping. It could be just gratitude, like one gratitude, or it could be words that inspire you every day. Whatever it is, write it down. There's a reason why the word tablet was there even before Christ, because God provided Moses with a tablet, y'all. That is not a new word, people. The Bible is the balm of Gilead. So remember, you are so precious, and you are so blessed. You've got so much within you. If only you knew what lies within you. And if you're feeling the pangs of need and desire for more, that is because within you lies a vast urge and possibility that you have yet to utilize. So, journal. My Etsy store is right there below. Junk journals for you. And if you go over to Young's Paper Creations, you will see flip throughs. You will see some of my hauls of items that I use to create these special handcrafted journals. And also, when you're looking at these journals, it doesn't have to be for you. Sometimes, people say, well, oh, I don't journal or I don't need. Well, have you considered sharing? Because oftentimes the therapeutic aspect of writing things down, the benefits, the benefits, it's so vast. If you find no need for a journal, I know I could guarantee that someone else will. So if you're looking for a wedding gift, if you're looking for a birthday gift, just because, bless somebody today. We don't always have to buy something for ourselves. We can do it just to be a blessing to others. And if you don't like these, type of journals, then go out and buy one and do the same thing. Maybe you don't want all the pretties and all the must and fuss, but life is so wonderfully special. To me, it's so wonderful to look at something pretty as we journal, as opposed to something blank. I don't know, that's just me, but we're all different. And so I'm not looking for everyone to purchase my journals. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm looking for people who are madly, fantastically crazy about paper and paper crafting and just know how beautiful the journaling aspect can be. That if you write something down, it resonates more, it brings more clarity, it lasts longer. And let's say, for example, you're going to a store. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I just want to stress, not to impress upon you, like my friend Les Brung says, but if you write something down on a piece of paper intending to go shopping, you make a shopping list, I can guarantee you that you would probably get almost, if not all, of the items on your list, as opposed to if you hadn't written things down, thought of it, left to go to the store, and come back with a whole caboodle of a whole bunch of stuff that you never even planned on getting, and forgetting what it is you wanted to get in the very first place. This is how mysterious writing information down is, journaling your thoughts. Aisha motivates. I cannot force you to do anything, as you well know, but I can only impress upon you what I do know.